and welcome back to the Femina and Grazia Virtual Beauty Carnival. I'm Ruchika Mehta, the editor of Femina magazine, and today I have the privilege and the honor of chatting with one of the beauty industry's most enterprising women, Mrs. Vandana Luthra. Hi Vandana, how are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm delighted to be on the chat with you.
Thank you so much for taking time out. We are absolutely honored to be talking to you today and for your time. It's been a privilege, and you are the quintessential feminine woman, like they say, woman of substance, woman of style with substance. So this just fits so perfectly well into our whole chat today.
Thank you for all those compliments.
You deserve each one of them. Vandana, you have been you've been one of the most inspirational stories to those millions of women out there in our country. You are somebody who walked out into the world with the grit and the determination to make her dream come true. There was a dream in your mind, you got your wings and you flew with your dream. Tell us about how did the thought come about starting, probably stepping into the beauty industry come? You started way back in 1989, which was so very nascent. How did the thought, how did you think about getting into the beauty industry and starting?
Well, whatever I am today, Ruchi, it's because of my mom, let me tell you. I owe my success to her because had she not been there, I could have never turned my dreams into reality. And getting into this kind of an industry was completely unheard of at the time when I started, and I wanted to pursue this as my career. So I had to go to different parts of Europe, and I come from a very simple middle class family. So, but the fact is that had my mother not been there, probably I would have not been a part of this industry. So my mother was running a charitable yoga ashram in Greater Kailash, and where where she was teaching yoga. So we had a lot of people come there with medical problems, and that was something that I used to look forward to. Every day in the evening, our family used to be in the yoga ashram for 2 hours. We used to practice yoga. I used to meditate. My mother was into making all these Ayurvedic medicines we had a Swamiji there who was actually the main person. My mother worked under him. So I got the idea from there, frankly speaking. I was a teenager. I was only 16 when I actually told my mom, I want to start a wellness center.
Right.
She said, "What is this wellness center?" I said, "I want to start a center where I can transform lives of people. I want people to be healthy. I want people to look good and feel confident." So she quite, understood where I was coming from, because probably that's exactly what she was also doing. So I thought, let me pursue this as my career. So I did my initial training in Polytechnic after I completed my graduation, and I knew half the things that were being taught there. So I did very well, and I did a diploma course. It was 2 years. I remember I topped I was the topper there. So I remember the award I got was on the convocation was given by Begum Abida Ahmed. So it was
right, of course.
And my teacher was Santosh Channa, who was Sagar Suri's sister. And so, at that time, I was very lucky. I got very good teachers, and I got, the environment was excellent, and a lot of people like Payal Nath,
That's right.
So she was also one of my very, very close friends there. So we did very well, and I actually became very confident and very ambitious. I said, let me, I wanted to become an entrepreneur. I wanted to start and, open my own wellness center. When I suddenly, got the idea, actually my dad traveled a lot to Germany, and because he worked with a multinational company where the headquarters were in Germany, he worked with Siemens. So I traveled with him there, and I did a bit of Reiki on all these centers there. And I fortunately met this Professor Hans Jogan Ukel. So he was running a center. So it was called the Relax Health Center, very similar to what VLCC is today. So his wife was a cosmetologist, and he
Wow.
himself, no more. He was actually he was a nutritionist, I think. Yeah. And they were into all these. They had a lot of medical equipments, lasers, and very, very fascinating stuff. Great technology. They had the fat disintegration system and stuff like that, where people lost weight, and they had a coffee lounge, juice lounge. So I got very fascinated by this entire thing, and I thought I needed to educate myself a little more. So I went to Méricourt in Paris, and I studied there. Then I went to Morris School in London.
Fabulous. Wow.
I'm a mix of nutrition, fitness,
Wellness and all.
hospitality, yoga. So I've experienced all this, and then I got back to India, and I got married because I've been seeing Mukesh for more than 6 years. So I had a deadline. I had to get married. So I was a homemaker for 8 years, and then I took this as my career. So it was quite a very dramatic journey, I would say, because I've been through a lot of dramas in my life, which has been a great learning for me. So, but I've learned one thing in my life: the simpler you are, the more successful
you are. I think that's one mantra that has seen you through all the ups and downs, and your humility, your simplicity is what endears you to everybody around. Coming back to entrepreneurship, Vandana, before we go on to tell people what a successful entrepreneur you are, I must tell them a bit more about VLCC. So to all of viewers out there, Vandana Luthra is the founder and the co-chairperson of the VLCC chain, which is today widely known for beauty and wellness. And they are one of the first in the country, rather, to have brought in wellness to the industry along with beauty. Earlier, beauty was only about beauty treatments, but the whole, making it wholesome with slimming and, skincare and hair care and everything else, it was VLCC first. Today, they employ over 4,000 professionals. And what is heartening is that 70% of them are women, and that is what makes her my quintessential femina star there. They are across 14 countries. Wow, we didn't know that. And that's across South Asia, Southeast Asia, the GCC region, East Africa also. Vandana, is that right?
Yes.
Nairobi, I hear there.
Yes.
And it operates one of Asia's largest chains of slimming, beauty, and fitness center. So we need to note that it's Asia's largest chain and Asia's largest network of vocational education academies, beauty and nutrition, with manufacturing in Switzerland. So that's a whole lot of stuff that VLCC is doing right now. So that is why I'm coming back to the entrepreneur in you, Vandana. You've always been a very, very dynamic woman. You always believed in yourself. You've always believed in what you do is what you go out and get it done. So how did the entrepreneur in you come about it? And what were the challenges you faced when you were starting off as a woman?
See, my life has been a great learning for me, I would say. I started my life, I got married when I was only 22 and a half, and actually, that was a turning point in my life where I got married into a very, very conservative family who wanted to stay at home, get up in the morning, cook, and, whatever.
A traditional setup.
Yeah. And from a very, very modern family, I spent so much of my time overseas, so independent, brought up like very, very independently. And so it was a very dramatic change for me, I would say. So I think this 8 years of my married life before I got into becoming an entrepreneur actually has been a great learning for me. And I would say a successful homemaker can be a successful professional, I would say, because that's the real training. You get trained. See, because you learn how to sacrifice, you learn how to give, you learn how to share, you learn how to love,
and adjust to every
you learn
kind.
to manage in your small budget. And you keep caring for people. So, and this is my mantra in my life, which is love, sharing, and caring. So I started as a professional from that the same mantra, because I wanted to set up a empire. I wanted to become an entrepreneur. I had a dream, and a dream I had much before I got married. And thanks to my husband, he's been a great support, my best friend, who actually encouraged me and motivated me to work. He says, don't sit at home, go. So his parents were like completely like, we went absolutely berserk. They said, you cannot work. But anyway, had he not been there, I would have probably been sitting at home and washing utensils. So I got that freedom, and though it was very, very difficult, a lot of hurdles came my way. I didn't want to, like we got married very young, so we didn't really have the resources, we didn't have the money. So we lived in a barsati. So you know how it is when you have a love marriage, it's always like, okay, manage your life yourself. So we had only 2,000 rupees actually when we started, when we got married. So Mukesh traveled a lot overseas, so I was on my own, but he started some business with America, so he had to travel a lot. He had to go to the US very often, and you know, it took me. I mean, I was under a lot of pressure because I didn't want to take money from my parents, and I managed to get loan from I think one of the banks. I think it was State Bank, if I'm not mistaken, and with great difficulty. I went to the convention and they refused, but finally I just chased them. So finally I got a loan. I borrowed about 5 lakhs. And then I mean, nobody understood the business model, so I couldn't find a proper place to start working in. So I managed to get a property on rent near some Gaushala in Saftarjung. It was called Krishna Nagar. So imagine, it was crazy. But it was only, I think, about 1,000 square foot. So I said, okay, no, but I got in the best of technology. I imported the best of technology from Germany, what Professor Yukel had, and I followed his business model, where I had one thing in my mind, that whoever walked into VLCC should look completely transformed. So whether it's beauty or weight management or fitness or makeup, so I had everything in that 1,000 square foot. You know how you manage your life in a two children, you just squeeze in everything. I managed everything there in that small basement, but it worked wonders. And I remember I was sitting with some friends, and I met this editor of Midday, Charan Maan. You know, I don't know whether you've heard of him. So he really helped me out, and he covered my center, and his wife came over. It's very, very nice, and you can't imagine the kind of people that started walking in. I had Jyotsna Suri, I had Kishore Bhai, the Indi Zaveri. I got the real elite crowd. So that built up confidence level, and it was so nice. I didn't even know who those people were. I didn't even know who Jyotsna was. For at least 5 years of my working in that center, I didn't know, because I was so simple. I was quite unaware what's happening. What's happening and around me, because I was in that small house for 8 years managing the family, and I barely got time to read. I barely got time to do things I wanted to do.
With small children there.
And Meera and Palvi, my 2 daughters, also were born. Meera came immediately. Like she came within a year of me getting married. Palvi 4 years later. So I was so busy with my family that I didn't really know people. I didn't have time to socialize. Very simple, like a basic, simple, middle class family. You'll be surprised. But I worked very hard. I was a trainer. I pursued because when I left Polytechnic also, I taught there for a while. So I got some exposure on training. So I trained my people, and they were very, very skilled and very, very good. So I got in this whole concept of bringing in cosmetology, nutrition, and fitness together. And what I really focused was weight loss, because I think at that time women had particularly they
become conscious about weight.
Work, and they wanted to look good, confident. So they went in for all my weight management courses, whatever, and they lost 4 to 5 kilos in a month. So, and what I got was basically word of mouth publicity, because one person got 100 people. And I've always believed in doing the best and following the best practices, whether it's marketing or whether it's running my center. So I spent a lot of money on advertising. My first ad I took out, second ad came out in Hindustan Times, Times of India.
Wow.
So I was interviewed by senior journalists. So I paid by the bank within 6 months.
Amazing.
And I got into that profitability mode. I started making money and I became economically independent. The minute you start making money, that brings
Your
in
confidence. Yeah.
But I was never scared. Though everybody told me, you know, your place will shut down within 6 months, whatever, my family. I said nothing doing. And who sacrificed the most were my children, of course, because they missed me a lot, but I used to compensate. So I used to wake up in the morning at 4 o'clock, cook for the family.
Wow.
Make my tiffin for my kids, drop them to school, go for work, come back home at 2:30,
See the kids
give
back
them their
home.
food, lunch, settle them, teach them, and then, you know,
Go
go
back.
back for work again, then come back home at 9 o'clock at night. So though I'm very thankful to my in-laws also. They looked after my children and they supported me. Finally, when I made money, then everybody started.
Start supporting. Money attracts friends and family very well.
So, you know, what I actually learned in my life, Ruchi, is that when I was a homemaker, sacrificing things, washing, cleaning, nobody really,
Recognize that.
the fact or recognized the fact that, I mean, nobody really complimented me or said anything nice to me. But the minute I started making money, I became Miss Perfect, you know. People started saying, wow.
That's the way the world is.
That's the way the world is. So I've learned all this, but as you rightly said, the simplicity in me still remains. I'm still the same what I was when I was probably 16 years. And that's thanks to the upbringing my parents have given me. And and that's what I always say, and I repeat again, that this journey of, I'm sure most of the Indian women probably are doing what I have done, you know. And that's why I very proudly say, if I could do it, then why not them? And empowering women has always been something which has been very, very close to my heart.
Wow.
I worked with the government, you know, I worked with the Ministry of Skill Development. I was a part of the steering committee of the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas.
Absolutely. And you're a recipient of the President's Award.
So set up the Beauty and Wellness Sector Skill Council, you know, where we got in the entire industry together. You know, we've set up training, we set up a lot of training partners where we could sort of, you know, empower youth, empower women of our country, because see, looking at it, we are the third largest young population.
That's
so
right.
and you got, and this is one industry which is open to all. Right. So whether it's a school dropout, to a dermatologist, to a doctor, to anything, even an Ayurvedic doctor who wants to become a dermatologist can undergo training, whatever. So it's an industry which is so good, and it's profitable. It gives you you become economically independent, and
employing so many others.
Yeah, you got flexibility of working hours, especially for women who don't want to work for long hours. And also you can even, we've rolled out certain training programs with the government and with VLCC institutes, where you can actually get trained and also be on job. So you know, so that you are paying for your courses. And now the government is also sponsoring, like Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. It's a great incentive, which the training partner also gets and the student also gets. So I think the government
double incentive.
But what really makes me feel so very proud is that whether it's Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, or it's our Prime Minister himself, they only talk about beauty and wellness industry. And they always tell me that please keep the space moving, get this industry growing. So earlier, I completed 6 years of my tenure with Beauty and Sector Skill Council. Now I'm going to be a part of NSDC also. So we're going to take this whole thing in a big way together. So what gives me pride, it's not only VLCC, I work for the industry as well. I'm working at more organized. As you know, this industry is very unorganized, so that 60% of the industry is unorganized because because of training, and you know, they don't have proper workforce. People don't keep professional people. They don't want to pay properly. So we are setting up through this Beauty and Wellness Sector Skill Council, we've set up the best practices of the industry. So everybody has to have SSC Beauty and Wellness SSC certification before they start their, their centers or whatever.
Start their business.
Yeah, whether it's training or whether it's beauty or whatever. I'm also putting, probably I'm making an announcement here. I don't know whether I should be doing it, but I'm putting up a center of excellence also, which showcases the best practices of the industry. So I'm probably going to do that with the government. So let's see what happens. I'm on my way back to India. Lots to do for me. But now whatever I'm doing for the industry, because VLCC is completely professionally driven.
Absolutely. Now it's time to give back to the government.
Yes, actually give back what I've got, and I want to give back, and I want women to become more empowered and become economically independent, because our women comprise 50% of our population, and if they become economically independent,
we'll be such a rich country.
Yeah, such a rich country.
Such a self-sufficient country.
Absolutely. And also if you look at the rural areas, so when I work with VLCC, we've also worked with 28 states where we work with the government, and we work in rural areas. So it gives me so much of happiness that, when you go to these rural areas and we train children there probably on makeup or whatever, and we also, government has sponsored vanity makeup boxes, whatever. So all this benchmarking, what should be in the makeup boxes, is all done by VLCC and by me. So it gives me so much of pride when the students get trained, and when they have weddings, they actually go and do makeup, and so these young girls who are not educated are now economically independent. So it's a matter of pride for me, and that is what I want to do for my country. And an industry which is so profitable, which gives such high gains, why not? Have more and more entrepreneurs. I went to Harvard. There were a lot of, I spoke in Harvard, and there were students there who actually wanted to come back to India, how things are there. And they wanted to actually get into the wellness industry. And so they were looking at funding and whatever. So I'm also going to go back when things are better and make another trip there, and probably go take a government delegation, so that we can bring our children back from there and get them to become actually entrepreneurs. They all want to become entrepreneurs, and they want to join the beauty and wellness industry. Imagine students in Harvard. So look at the inclination and the
the potential in the industry.
Because see, it's not only beauty and wellness. I say wellness and preventive healthcare, because you're actually preventing people from falling sick and getting trapped into getting medical ailments like diabetes, hypertension, heart diseases.
Obesity,
so people, we're making people conscious, giving them confidence, giving them a new meaning to their life. So that is what my job is today, let me tell you. And and what really drives me very, very passionately is my focus is completely in VLCC on R&D, the technical bit. So because I feel VLCC is a techno-commercial brand. So the technical bit, I don't want the professionals to ignore. So I keep my very close eye on that. So training is something which is very close to my heart. Soft skill training, any kind of training, because it's all about engaging your customers. If you don't know how to engage your customers, it's not only for VLCC. I want to start this center of excellence where I can actually teach people, how they can manage their own centers, set up their centers for them,
make them independent,
them with workforce, and help them to manage their centers better. So it could be anybody who could come to the center of excellence, get trained, and also we would teach them how to manage, if they want to become entrepreneurs, how they could start their own centers, right from getting them the funding to helping them with best practices, with whatever, because we have a great exposure because we are working in 14 countries, and I'm right now in Dubai, but whatever it is here, the government is so concerned about the health of the people. So it all comes from the top, they really take care. I was, on Sheikh Zayed Road yesterday, there was an accident. Within 10 seconds, the ambulance came.
You'll have help.
And they're so concerned whether, you are, you could be of any nationality. Very wrong perception, They're very, very concerned. And I think I'm very concerned and have a lot of empathy for women and the young children who are actually jobless to do something for them. And also at the same time, I want to set up a system where we can actually, get people to lead a more healthy life.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what I want to replicate here as well in
So,
Dubai,
I think
Qatar and India.
from the Middle East. So I think Vandana, this pandemic has taught us a lot more. The importance of health and wellness has never been so of such prime importance like it has been during the pandemic. The entire focus has moved back to healthcare. Even in the self, the entire focus in all of us has moved back to wellness, to being healthy, to being have a great immune. And so I think from that point of view, VLCC was always already there. It wasn't about being beautiful. It's about feeling good, about feeling healthy and everything. And I think all the more reason that VLCC will have to play a larger role now in shaping people's mindsets on the importance of wellness and being healthy after the pandemic.
Agree with you. I'm sorry I'm interrupting you, but we're also setting up the post-COVID centers. We've already started.
Amazing.
A lot of people who got COVID, they're suffering from joint pains, they're feeling breathless, lot of fatigue. So right from giving them the right kind of nutrition to our physiotherapists, giving them the right kind of treatments, to our relaxation massages, to our beauty treatments, to our special products that we've launched.
Created. Wow.
So we've started this and it's doing very well. I mean,
amazing. Congratulations. That's huge. For all those who do not know, all those viewers who have logged in with us and who do not know, Vandana is amongst one of the largest, not just largest hearted, she's also one of the most well-known philanthropists in our countries. Her charitable initiatives are beyond, she doesn't talk about them, but they're beyond, I mean, we can't even comprehend how much she does. And like we just heard, she's setting up COVID centers. That's all a part of her own, it's in her. This is her personality where she likes to give back to people. She likes to look after the not so privileged people. So that is Vandana for you. She's always been, in fact, she must have given more interviews as a philanthropist than as a head of VLCC. So that's Vandana Luthra for you, who's right here. Vandana, coming back to the business part of the thing, beauty and wellness industry, of course, over the last 1 decade has flourished in the country. And of course, there is a clutter as well. How have you managed to stay ahead of the curve, which you are right now? What was that one thing that was your vision that you stayed ahead of the curve?
I'll tell you, see how we have an edge over competition is because actually, frankly speaking, we have no competition because,
that's
people
true.
are either
You're in a different sphere altogether.
Yeah, weight loss centers or nail centers or whatever. So here, this is one-stop shop for any problem a consumer might have from head to toe, whether it's managing hair, skin, weight, whatever, fitness, joint pains and aches. And we've got the best world. I mean, if you look, we've got all equipments and technology with an FDA approval. We're very, very conscious about the fact that whatever we deliver to the customer, it has to be the best. Our service standards are
no compromises. No compromises.
So we feel that that if you don't give the best to the consumer, then they would look around and try and go elsewhere. And there's frankly no. I would say there's nothing like VLCC globally. Even if we are working in an international market, but if I look at the business model that VLCC has created, nobody's near it. So I think this is one of the reasons of our success. Secondly, attrition in our organization is very, very low. We've got a team of committed, passionate professionals, very well trained resources who are excited to deliver the best to the consumers. They have a lot of love for the brand. They treat me like their mom, and we are like one VLCC family, very united, full of love. And that's one thing, we've been able to do very, very good in this organization is create great values. And I think these great values have really helped us. And people are very, very loyal to us, and they feel like owners because they've got very good variable is very, very high, like a variable component. So people earn for themselves. So they get huge incentives. So their salaries are good and they're paid well, they get incentives. So their salary is more like a saving for them. So incentives is what they spend. So this is how they manage. So they've got good big bank balances and they're very happy. So they are loyal and 70% of them are women. So they are economically independent. So the power only comes when you have the money, Ruchika. If you don't have the money, you never have the power. You never
Absolutely.
have. So
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
what excites people to work with this brand is that we love them and they love us, which is most important. If your employer does not love you, then what's the point? I hate the word employer. I consider them as my children, as my
Your
family.
family,
I love
your,
them. You wouldn't imagine, I read a prayer every day in the morning, and my first prayer is to my VLCC family and later on to anybody else. Let me tell you, they are my life. I just love them. I
very
adore them.
happy.
And they adore me. So this is a bond we have, and I think for I've seen professionals, they only work from the head, but I think for any professional, it's very, very important to do a balancing act, which is between the head and the heart. I haven't forgotten that. I think we have to drive things from the heart. We can't keep thinking from the head. I think that's something that makes me completely different from others. I might be criticized by most of the professionals who work in VLCC, might have a point that you spoil people. I don't spoil people, I excite people to work.
You look after them. You don't spoil them. You look after them.
I encourage them. I'm a motivator. I encourage them. I want them to do well. So sometimes, they make their little mistakes. Don't our children make mistakes at home? So if you call your child, even one mistake, to God also forgives. So this is not fair. So I can't be that ruthless. I explain to them. I counsel them. So I think I've become more of a psychologist than anything else now. So it's important, like you engage your customers, you have to engage your people who work with you also. Keep them excited all the time.
Keep them motivated. Keep them
motivated.
And
their passion, they should be passionate and ready to work.
But I think that motivation, that passion, that energy, more than anything comes from you. You're like a nuclear bomb of energy.
I don't know that.
So all that motivation, it's your drive, it's your vision, it's your motivation, and the passion which you hear in your voice, in every word that we've kind of heard you now. In fact, coming back to VLCC, Vandana, you were one of the first in the country, or probably even across the globe, who created a corporate organization of just a small business. It started off from one parlor in 1989 as a beauty and slimming center, and today it's a huge organization with 4,000 employees, and you function like a corporate. That's very rare in this beauty and wellness industry. Otherwise, you'll see some croppings of a few small here and there. Is it something like that? So how did all that come about? You as a woman must have, how did that unilateral thing, or how did you expand into such a big horizon?
Thanks to my father, because I saw him work with that kind of passion and how he worked. So you always ape your parents, and a lot of learning from them. Right. So I wanted to set up a very, very professional place, like I told you, where you have a professional workforce, where people are dedicated, committed to the brand. And also, I've always hired the best of professionals, because I never compromised on quality. I think these are things that have really helped the organization grow and culturally keep it on. So now you've got professionals from, who worked with very, very big brands who are now working with VLCC.
Absolutely.
So that's the reason, because we follow proper system, proper processes, governance, whatever. So we are very, very conscious, and especially the brand runs on my name. And I am very particular that everything has to be managed in a very scientific and a very, very professional manner. Amazing. So that's how we work.
Vandana, at any point of time in your career and life, you thought being a woman is a challenge?
I'm very proud to
be.
Never.
Did it ever come your way? Brilliant. Because that's the kind of message we want to go out to all other women out there.
What a woman can
do. Role model.
What a woman can do, a man cannot do. A woman
Bring
can manage a home and a professional life. What can a man do? Well, he can only do his little bit, go to office and come back with a grumpy face. And so that's
or
it.
bag
So
full of money, or with a bag full of money.
I'm a true example. I'm a simple middle class homemaker to a professional. If I can do it, anybody can do it. You have got to believe in yourself and stop men bullying you.
Yeah,
You have to
that's the
stand for
message
your
we
right.
want
If
to
you
go
don't
out.
stand for your right, you'll be bulldozed.
Yeah. So
I
that
don't get
message,
bulldozed.
do not compromise on your dreams. Do not let anybody bulldoze you. If you have the conviction, go follow it.
Absolutely.
So coming to the end of my my last question, though I could go on and on and on with this, Vandana, but yours has been one of the most inspirational stories, something where it's literally from out of a book. I mean, from a middle class family to being married into an even more conservative family to being a proper kids and kitchen kind of a woman, done the kitchen thing, brought out the kids, yet today you run an empire. Have you ever thought of writing a book on that? This is right after, I mean, it's a blockbuster plot. Have you ever thought of writing a book?
Well, if I ever write a book, it's only going to be encouraging women of our country to start working and not just sitting at home. See, it's important to, it's very, very important to work. So whatever I'll do around women of our country, something like that. I'm thinking of something, and it's going to be out very soon. But whatever I do, it'll be something that will help people, and help women especially to become entrepreneurs. So I think, what's the point of writing a biography, where you're talking about what happened in the past? That's not going to help.
Good point.
So what will happen in the future is more important, and past is only a learning. So I'm going to jot everything down, and then probably, we are working on it, and soon you'll get to hear something.
We are going to hear that. And this is where I hear a very progressive Vandana who says, pasts are learning, look at the future, go ahead with the future, go get what you want, be unstoppable, be unstoppable.
And keep loving it. And always forgive and forget. That's my mantra in my life. Just don't remember anything. If somebody's hurt you, God is there. Okay. But you should always forgive and forget, I would say. I forgive and I also forget. Honestly, I forget. People sometimes forgive but don't forget. I forgive and I forget.
So I think those are some very strong personality traits which have been blended in your very strong professional traits as well, and which is what has made you such a success story today. Thank you so much, Vandana. It was a pleasure talking with you. We enjoyed talking with you. It's been an inspirational. You are been a role model to so many out there. Thank you for your time. We do hope you enjoyed this, and stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you, sweetheart. God bless you.